That's all right.
How are you?
I am fine. I'll just get these next 12 days over with, and that's it. I'm out of here for a couple of days. So I'm going to be.
Is that you working then for the whole summer?
No, I've got a couple more days. Well, I've got week Friday. I'm on holiday.
But is it not the case that you're sort of the job you do is big in the summer?
What it is I'm going on holiday for a bit. I'm going for a tank fest before the 6 weeks holiday start. And when the 6 weeks holiday start, I've got no time for myself apart from my 1 day off, which will be ended by 5 telephone calls from work because they can't find their brains, or they've lost their marbles, or they need me just for an hour, or
it's nice to
you work in hospital, don't you? So you should know it. You should know it.
No, I know the feeling. It can be hard to get time off when you're working so hard. But where's Tank Fest? That's in.
That's at Dorset, near Bovington Tank Museum. That's what the biggest. It's like one of the big do's they have to raise money for the museum and restoration costs, and they're the people who lent them the tiger for the Fury film.
Yeah. Have they anything special planned or?
Well, no, it's just Tank Fest where they get all the tanks out, all the running tanks out of the museum. About 3 o'clock, they get the tiger warmed up and get that paraded around the showground. And when it's moving, hopefully get some good pictures or some good film. So it'll be nice to see.
Yeah, I mean the sound's half the thing about tanks as well. So
yeah, but it's also well they had they say Tank Fest really good for modelers because they can get up close and up close to the tanks and see where all the fuel stains are.
Yeah,
like that. So that's what they do.
Are they not almost too clean?
No, because they have to keep lubricating them and maintaining them.
Right. Yeah.
For the ones.
Something I want to do. I have a few tank kits, but I've just not gotten around to doing them yet.
I know you did your Hemden. That's
this thing.
Yeah, I just thought in World War One they were doing some a Zeppelin type killing machine killer called the Sparrowhawk. It's supposed to be a 4-engined biplane with a 1-pounder gun, a searchlight, but they could not get it to work.
Well, I mean, this thing is peculiar, but I mean, it's why I don't know if I said before, but you've got that turret. See the thing underneath?
That poor guy.
Yeah.
So
it would have been pretty much a target. Just hold on a second. Keith's trying to get on here. Hold on a second.
The man from down under.
Yes. He even more down under than the rest of us and the rest of them.
Or the man from Del Monte.
And not many oranges grow in Tasmania.
I've been rummaging through my box. I found an old bunker.
An old
bunker kit.
Right. Hi, Keith.
Hi, Keith.
Hello.
Good morning.
Wayne.
Good morning. So I found this bunker kit. I'm going up to the beach later once I finish my crocodile tank. I'm going to take some flammable spirit and just set the bunker on fire and put the Churchill in front of it, make it look like it's just discharged a big flame.
Is that the trailer behind the Churchill? It's basically is the fuel. Is that the idea?
Yeah, well it is though. But the thing is, they've got like an explosive bolt on the tank, on the fuel tank. So once that tank's empty, that can be discharged and just run it as a normal tank till they pick up another trailer.
I wouldn't have fancied trailing that behind me because for obvious reasons it must have been, don't shoot at the tank, shoot at the trailer.
Yeah, the thing was though, is that it was designed. It was just basically they got at the museum they got a cutout of how the gun was, the flamethrower worked and everything. So
very dangerous. I wouldn't have, being on the end of any flamethrowers dodgy, but
well, the German flamethrower tanks they had the fuel internally.
yeah,
Ours was on the outside, so they could still use the main gun because they just took the main gun out, used the flamethrower, so that tank all it did was shoot flame out.
that's something that would be nice to see at something like Tank Fest, but they probably wouldn't do it because of safety issues, I suppose. But
And the fact that they only got one example and they're not going to race that.
it's about like I see the thing that was flying this week again. The sugar. What's it called? The Blenheim.
Yeah.
Back in the area again. Yeah, that's nice aircraft as well, but very early war. I see you're still at the McKee. Keith, I was watching Jack's hangout from last night.
Yeah, it's still at McKee. I had some issues with it. The impulse around the back.
It had some, a fly's attacking me here. Sorry.
It had some major problems, and I pushed one of the red panels in, and I sort of hit the panic button. But since then, I've taken they were resin panels. I've taken those resin panels off, and I've cut out the hole to fit the red panels back in. So now I've got the plastic ones on there. So I stuck the plastic ones on rather than the resin ones. So it was good I had a backup.
Yeah. Well, what do you think it was? The glue just wasn't strong enough, or?
Yeah, not strong enough. I mean, because I've been handling it so much, it was something was bound to happen. So now all of the impulse and warp drive now covered over, but all the impulse, all the red parts now have dental acrylic in them. They're as hard as a rock. You couldn't push them.
Let me change. I got these new glasses which are great for working close up, but they're no good for the computer. Hold on a second. That's better. Now I can see you.
Hey. So now all I've done is get a light on the subject. Let me show you guys. Oh my God, my hair! I'm having a bad hair day. Bad hair morning. Yeah. So now I have stuck some masking tape on. I know it looks too small, but I sort of not die cut them, but I cut them sort of precisely to be the same size as one another, and so now we're all pretty much masked up and ready to.
When you paint it and take those off, they'll look fine anyhow. So yeah.
Yeah, that's exactly right. And because they're perfect, I made the masks perfect. I made them some of them a little bit smaller because certain parts of the red were going small and large. And I just thought, well, if I make it one sort of universal size for the lot, so to speak, it would all look uniform. Most, especially these back ones here. As I say, if we're getting close, you can see where there's a fair amount of gap around them. But as you say, once it's all sprayed, then it should come out looking perfect. So now I've just got a little bit more masking to do, and I'm ready to put on some black primer and take it further. Finally finish this baby off because I think it's been sitting on my bench for too long.
Oh, my plan was to start into the Starter story again, but Jack put paid to that with this Mad Max build idea. This
Yeah,
was arrived,
I like
arrived
your.
in the post. So
You
so it's just a standard Beetle, but I'm going to do well. I'm not going to try and duplicate this, but I'm going to try and do something similar.
yeah, yeah.
So it's smaller than I thought it would be, and it comes as a single. It's actually, I'm amazed how many parts there are in this little kit, but it comes as a single shell.
Wow.
So
Okay.
we're going to have to do an awful lot of chopping and changing to try and get it to look anything like the other thing. And I think I'll try and do not a diorama this time, but at least I'm going to try and do some kind of a base, because I always end up with the models just not on anything, and it's just for convenience with this, I'll try and make it that way. But I'd say that was £13. It's very reasonable for what it is, and a lot of parts.
Yeah, that's.
If you did want to build
tires and whatnot else in mind? Like you're going to do beach buggy tires or something, or?
What I did was, I don't know if this will work, but there was a toy sale on one of the local shops, so I got a hold of this. So I'm going to take these tires off. These roll bars could probably be reused again. I don't know what else, but again, I know with that obviously has 4 rear and 2 front. But I think these may be the wrong scale. Let me just try it again. I think they might be slightly too big, but again, I suppose they're meant to be large.
Well, I think yep. I think large would be okay, because I think it's meant to be some sort of dune buggy type thing. So I think you're going to have like an extended frame anyway. It's going to be down, and you're going to have sort of massive wheels there. They're going to be sticking way out.
The most extreme scratch build I'll have done on this, so we'll see how it goes. But this is just a kid's toy thing. So, but again, I just thought the wheels were perfect. And it comes with some accessories. Even take the gun off and reuse that again. So
yeah,
it was just it piqued my interest with the idea of the Mad Max thing. And cars, as I say, do not push my buttons. Sorry, rephrase that. Cars do push my buttons in the sense that they usually drive me mental. So that's quite a different idea. So we'll see how it goes. Let me just add in Bob.
Okay.
Like I know what you're talking about with the cars. Generally, I've done the DeLorean, Batmobile, things like that. But standard car, yeah.
Yeah,
Wayne?
You weren't on the scene. Sorry, Wayne wanted to ask you something. Yeah.
You know that small diorama you had? I just had a thought about it. That small cottage or building you did.
Yep.
Sign, put roses on it. Put the name Roses Bar and Grill on it. From MASH.
yeah, that's true.
I also want to know more about this Mad Max build, because I've just thought like I may just get like one of those technical pickup trucks and just Mad Max it.
Perfect. I mean I always like the Beetle. That's why I'm doing this, and I'm not trying to copy this at all. I'll try and make it look similar. But if you haven't seen the film, I haven't seen the film, but I've seen clips of it. It's really anything. You can, the matter better. It's just adding on crazy things onto it.
Well, I thought technicals will be an excellent vehicle, because the Taliban use them. They just go through any terrain they can think of over there. So they're going to be hardy vehicles, and just throw bits of.
Well, I was just thinking, knowing full well what the Australian outback is like, I can understand them. I can understand them modifying the Beetle, because that was one of the famous things. Like up in Queensland, if people would take a trip around Australia, and they'd start off like in Melbourne, nice cold area. And by the time they got to Queensland and whatnot else, their car had melted. Because
Slightly extreme weather conditions, yes.
So I mean, it was a real problem for them because of the. It was great for the environment that they're in as the staff car, but in Germany in a fairly cold environment. But as soon as you get them into a hot environment, they just melt. So yeah, I can understand how it's got beach buggy tyres on it. It's got a completely new engine in it. It's yeah. Other than having the basic shell up the back, it's virtually not a bug anymore. A lot of people did that. A lot of people changed the bugs around so they would.
I haven't seen the film. I'm just wondering why it's got these things. I don't know what they're. I must try and see a clip of the film and see. I don't know.
What are you pointing at, sorry? Hey, Bob.
Hey, Bob.
That looks like an external fuel tank or external water.
If you look, it's got a hole here. You see there. There's got a hole in the bottom of it. So that's for something else. I don't know. Someone said it was a flamethrower system or something, but. And I think this gun at the back has something to do with that. I'll have to try and see a clip from the film. I'd say the only thing I could find online was this view. I can't get a rear view or a side view. So
that'll be one of the concept vehicle things.
Yeah.
So,
but you should try and do something for the build, Wayne. It would just take you out of your normal comfort zone. I mean, and you must have loads of spare parts from things you built.
Yeah, I do have spare parts, but it's like mainly like German uniform paraphernalia, just from all the old Dragon figures I've been doing.
Well, just let your imagination run wild. I think that's the point. If you go online, have a look at the Mad Max vehicles. There's some crazy things there. So you haven't seen them?
Yeah.
No.
No, I haven't seen. I've seen clips of it, but because most of it I've worked the nights. I took the night shift, so I've seen it at a minute.
That's probably why I liked Mad Max. I did like Mad Max's Interceptor.
Yeah.
But then again, the first Mad Max wasn't really post-apocalyptic.
No, it was more 2 weeks after. So, I'm just looking at the minute now to see. Hold on, if I share the page, because there's any amount of ideas, I think.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Oh my God!
You know,
they just went berserk, didn't they?
Yeah, they just went bananas. Getting crazy. I mean, you get really. This is really silly. I mean, that's just. How do you get in and out of the vehicle?
The doors probably still work, but yeah, it's.
You've that thing which is for some reason this huge big speaker set up on one of the vehicles. I must.
Yeah, apparently some guy is just playing the guitar on the front of it all the way. I mean, it's a pretty bizarre film.
Yes.
Valkyries, like.
Yeah.
Apocalypse Now.
Same idea. And then, I mean, obviously you get strange things where they've taken. That's obviously a truck with a car rear end put on it. It's just strange what they've done. That's why I'm saying you should prefer it, Wayne, because the more daft the idea, it'll probably work.
Yeah.
I don't see anything else is here. Look at that one. That's just.
Yeah. It's like
I mean, why does it have two sedans? I mean, it just needs one car in the back. It doesn't need two. But.
It's like you said about the customising the vehicles. When the SAS got the Jeeps in World War II, they customised them. They took them apart and they customised them for their use, like getting the perfect suspension
for everything they needed. Yeah. So it's the same idea, but I'm going a bit crazy on the aircraft at the minute. I did a swap with someone for. I had a Zukimura Shinden, which is like a very futuristic-looking Japanese aircraft that never actually got into battle at the end of World War II, and someone wanted to swap me, so I swapped him for it's a Henkel Hitchy 219 Uhu, which is a night fighter with the radar. It's called the.
Okay.
Sorry.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, it's
Getting a few too many aircraft at the minute. They've all the sci-fi stuff seems to be to one side, but the Star Destroyer I'll definitely get back at. We'll see what we can do. We'll say, but this thing in the meantime, I'll have to sit with a bit of paper and try and sort of decide how much I'm going to chop off this and whatever else I'm looking. But
yeah.
how you doing, Bob?
All right. How are you today?
Oh, we're great. We're great.
I'm finally off on a Monday afternoon.
Yeah, true. Sorry to hear about your dad and so on last week. That's never easy. So.
No, it's not.
I know.
But,
so why?
yeah,
Oh, no problem. I mean, that's least we can say. So, why are you off on a Monday this week? Just by chance?
just by chance, yeah.
Good. You finished the Frankie build or the Freddy? I beg your pardon, the Freddy build.
It's in my hand right now. I'm working on it as we're talking.
Oh, that's nice. Yeah.
Putting decals on it.
It's a Kingfisher, is it not? Bob?
Yeah.
Sorry, I didn't catch that, Bob.
I'm working on the Kingfisher.
Yep.
Nice. Yeah, just it. I've always fancied doing a Devastator. It's another one I must look at sometime, but. Oh, you know, your other big kit, the one you got, the big 148 scale bomber. I know,
that B1, the B1, yeah.
I noticed it's just been re-released in the UK, but it's a crazy size.
It's just huge.
Yeah, no way. You know where you could store the thing or display the thing. It's just so large. It works out about £60 here, which is what, about $90. Oh.
Yeah, well, I got it for free. Kenny May sent it to me. We're going to do a buddy build on it. Well, I was going to start on it this week, but, you know, things changed. So it'll be later this summer.
Are you doing the same aircraft, or are you just doing variations on
it? He's going to do the camo version of the paint scheme, and I'm going to do the all gray.
Yeah. Well, probably the all gray is tougher to do.
Yeah.
Certainly, if you're going
It's like 3 different grays actually, but yeah.
But it ends up, it's very subtle. It's very, yeah.
And
I know it's a bit like doing one of the F-15s or F-18s in the current camouflage. Very subtle tonalities and so on to get the effect, but be nice to be able to do that. But beyond my abilities at the minute, but
yeah, so about 10 gallons of paint to paint the thing with. And
what's
when I get this one finished,
sorry?
I get this one finished and get the car, my a car from the 48-hour build is still out there, clear, just clear coated it. Let me show you what I'm going to do next.
Are you going to have a go at the Mad Max thing, Keith?
No.
Enough to do.
Nice idea, but no, I don't think so. I got way too.
I'm just hoping.
And sent it all the way to the UK to get this one.
It's a quick thing.
The Typhoon Euro
148
single seat one.
Yeah.
The dual seat. I'm gonna do this in the Battle of Britain paint scheme.
Yeah.
Right. Oh, that was a. They did a commemoration thing, didn't they?
Yeah, they did. It's on my local news. I love the way
Interesting. It'll look quite different, yeah.
Yeah.
And this is gonna be a monster one too, because this is 148 scale also.
Is it a single seater or twin seater?
This is a single seat.
Single.
So I'm doing that Battle of Britain commemorative camo paint scheme.
Yeah.
That's
I'm just not into
started on that one.
I'm just not into modern British aircraft at all. Just they don't.
I'm not either, but it just looks so cool.
Well, I've got the F-22 Raptor to build yet, and that's got three different shades of grey on it. Sounds like a book of some sort.
Bring back the F-14. The F-14 was a proper aircraft. All these silly F-35s and F-22s, and the pilot's not doing it. You can see following the computer.
Once we get it.
Sorry?
Well, I hope the F-35's not silly because we're going to be using them on the British aircraft carrier once it's finished building and once the 10 years are up.
I wouldn't like to see it in combat. Put it that way.
Yeah.
I think it might be the biggest disaster they've ever built, but we'll see what happens. Hopefully not. It won't be necessary to see it in combat, but.
Oh, Bob's showing his pitch. Bob's showing.
What? Oh, that's nice. Yeah.
That's.
Are you going to do the Spitfire as well, Bob?
That's a hurricane.
I'm gonna do a I'm gonna do another Typhoon.
Sorry, I didn't realize it was a Hurricane. I beg your pardon. No, I meant you're going to build both of them side by side, so you have a comparator. Yep.
It just looks cool.
Yeah.
That's what I want to do is to build one of each.
It's funny, they do look nicer when they're painted in a camo. Like shades on the boring grey, but well. Strange the way they had to do the number on the top. It looks a bit odd.
Yeah. But yeah, I bought it just for that.
Yep. Nice.
And I'm gonna do a regular a Hawker Typhoon to go with it, and then do them on some kind of display stand, line together.
The same scale.
Yeah.
Very nice. I don't know if I'm not aware of a 148 Typhoon. I assume they do exist, but
we'll find one.
Yep.
I wasn't aware of this one either until I started searching. I could find the dual seats everywhere.
Yeah.
But I had to send to this one came out of the UK.
Yeah.
I couldn't find one in the US anywhere.
What's next on your plans, Keith?
Well, maybe now we're sorting out the issue with Jay's parts, the fire parts. It's, hopefully that issue is being sorted out and that the parts are going to be sent very soon. I'm going to have more of a chat with him, but yeah, hopefully I'll be getting the Defiant done. But not entirely certain. I think I was thinking of doing the little 2500E.
Yeah.
Because it's not bad and it's moulded in white plastic, so I want to go along the same route as what Carwin did, and I'll just spray the outside of it. I'll light the inside of it, spray the outside of it, and like I'll light block it and do the whole bit and put the decals on. Then I'll just come back and I'll scratch out the windows.
You wouldn't try and do it with masking material? Put the mask on first?
No, I don't think so, because it's it's a bit. I mean, the windows are ludicrously small, so to put on windows would be, you know, a hugely time-consuming thing. So yeah, but apparently, I mean, it's moulded in white. I've got it here, so it's moulded in white, and white is very simple to just chuck a light behind it, and you just get the frosted window effect. That's all.
The 2500V, I've got one right here.
But no, mine's the E.
Oh, the E?
Yeah. Yeah, this sucker.
Got that one right here.
So,
still a reasonable
it was a light gray.
well, this is the first one, so oh yeah, yours was moulded in light grey, was it?
Yeah.
Ah. Well, it's good now that they're doing these suckers in Europe.
I mean, it was almost white. It wasn't like I painted it. It wasn't this gray.
So
Yeah, mine. Yeah, it's different. Mine was in a light gray, kind of almost a
but as
beige.
you can see, even from the light behind me, you know, you can see that it's definitely see through. That's a light right behind it. You know, you can definitely see all the way through it. So it makes it very easy for. And I thought what I might do is just do a little bit of thinning around where the windows are.
Might not even need that.
No, yeah, probably won't even need it. So yeah, this.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they're all indented on the mold, so
Yeah.
painting just goes
And
into a spray pen or something and scratch it out.
but I think I can get away with putting a little Arduino in there. So I reckon I'll get the blinky blinkies happening on it as well.
That was my next question.
Yep. I'll definitely.
What about the nacelles? What will you do?
Yeah, that's going to be fun. Probably. I mean, I'm having a look at them. They're quite small, so you're not really going to be able to fit strips in there, I don't think. So it's probably going to be reduced SMDs. That's probably going to be That's probably going to go. I just remove all of the location tabs off of it.
Just use a clear blue then.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Yeah.
You should speak to Carwin. Carwin's done some ridiculously small builds with full lighting.
Well, he's done a D.
He did a D, yeah. And
then he did the 1400 D.
Yeah.
That's the next. I'm going down the list. So I'm actually going from high to low. So I started off with a D. The next one I'll buy will be the B, and then the C.
Yeah.
The D, the C, then the B, and stuff like that. So just go down the list with them and.
See, I started at the other end. I'm working backwards.
Yeah.
I started with the E and the D and the C. Now I still got to do the B and the A and the other ones, the little ones.
Yeah.
I did the big ones first. Now I got the little ones.
Randall just gave me a B a couple of weeks ago. I didn't have a B, so I'm very pleased to get that. But a 1400E would be nice. But C, I don't know. I mean, one great TV episode does not really make it worth getting the kit. But
yeah, I've got the 1400C. I've had it for about 20, 25 years, something like that, something crazy.
Why worth it? Worth a fortune. Yeah.
Are they? All right. But I hacked up a couple of the windows. This was years ago when I had it, and I was cutting out the windows. But I'll get back to it now because I just found in those windows that I hacked up and cut out the rest of them. And fill them all with dental acrylic and go down that line, and then put little bits and pieces of tape over it, and do that.
With the dental acrylic, you make a hole. Do you then put the tape on the outside and fill from the inside?
Yeah.
That's the way you're doing windows. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
No, I tried it with a voice model, and I might have said to you before. I just couldn't get the acrylic to set. It just wouldn't set for me. So.
Yeah, I don't know what that is because generally I've got the Lang dental acrylic. So I don't know the properties.
Just the usual powder with a clear liquid.
Yep.
No. I looked at it again.
You have to wait maybe a good day or two. and it goes as hard as a rock. I mean, all of the windows in this Marquee Raider, they're all filled in,
Yep.
all of the warp drive and whatnot, they're all filled in with dental acrylic. And they're as hard as a rock now, and very nice. And as a matter of fact, I'm happier with that effect because before I was getting a slight pinpoint of the LEDs in there. And when I stuck the acrylic in, it got rid of that. So I was very happy about that.
It almost slightly blurs it. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, yeah. Lets the light through very well, but you know it diffuses very well as well. So, but you wouldn't want it for clear. But you wouldn't want it for clear windows. It's not that clear.
I know. I had used for that aircraft. I'd used Humbrol Clear Fix. Now, it's meant to be a glue for sticking down cockpits and the windows and so on in an aircraft. But you can use it as a to make windows. You basically it's so thick you can put it in. It'll sort of fill up a space. It usually takes like 2 or 3 times applying it in a sort of increased thickness. But it worked okay. But don't know if I was doing a lot of windows, it probably wouldn't be so appropriate.
Well, I use this stuff for tacking down windshields and stuff like that. It's UV glue. I don't know whether you can see it.
Ultraviolet?
Sorry?
The ultraviolet glue?
Yeah, UV glue. They use it almost exclusively with phone covers.
Right.
But it is excellent. You just squirt a little bit out, put it on as you normally put on glue, and this is
light. Yeah.
That's a UV light.
They use something similar in the dental department where I work again when they're fixing braces.
Yep.
And then they shine the ultraviolet on it and it sets it. So something different again.
Yeah, and again, I mean this stuff is as clear as. Like this is crystal clear. It's more expensive to fill in windows and whatnot else, but this stuff is clear. So once you actually set the UV onto it and you set it up, it goes as hard as a rock. Clear, I mean clear as glass. So I can understand why the modelers are using it, or us modelers are using it now, because it sticks extremely well. It's reasonably cheap, hard to get hold of, but it's good stuff.
And if an area can't be exposed to ultraviolet, does that not make this phase of the gel then?
Well, no, you just set it, like as you're building it, you set it with the ultraviolet light.
Right.
If you can't set it with an ultraviolet light, then it's not going to set. So, yeah. But most things can be exposed to the UV light anyway.
Hi, Andrew. Good evening.
Hey, Andrew.
You alright?
Oh, great. Yeah.
Good.
Nobody listens.
What's that?
Can't complain. No one listens.
Yeah.
Are we working on anything?
Yeah, I'm working on a few things. I'm finishing up my Tiderium shuttle, and I just put my, I don't know if you can see that, the X-Wing, the Revel one.
Yep.
I've been working on that for ages, in between doing the Bandai ones.
That's my one sitting here above my finger.
I've just got my lit and everything, it's on the box, and I've got to do the final painting for that, so that's all there.
What did you think of it as a kit?
Huh? What did I think of it?
Yeah.
I liked it. I think it's underrated.
Oh, it is. I mean, for the money, I think I built that one and I got another one.
Yeah.
I think I got it for £32 on Amazon.
Yeah, I got it pretty cheap.
It's
expensive. It's the biggest one. It's detailed enough.
Yeah, and the size is superb.
Yeah, exactly.
Other than the major things,
the biggest one.
Yeah, I replaced. I don't know if you replaced
I think. Sorry.
Sorry, did you replace the laser? No, well, here we go. Did you replace these? If I'm pointing in the right place?
No. With the what? With the brass rods? No,
Yeah,
I didn't do that. I do have another one that I might do that with, but I'm not. I didn't do that with this time around.
Very, very easy to do. I was worried, but when you get the brass and or aluminium. No, I used a mixture. The thicker one, the thicker outside, the outer one is brass. Then I used an aluminium one in the middle.
Okay.
Then an even smaller aluminium for the end.
Mm.
The only thing I did keep was at the end of the gun you've got the little C piece, the little front shape. So I'll do it this way around. So you've got that piece at the end, and then the brass rod comes through. So I kept that and just drilled a hole in the middle here.
Right.
So it was straightforward to do. I just thought with the optical fibre and so on, it was just easier to work with.
I could still do that actually. It's still not too late.
Well,
nothing's not glued in.
It's just all I used was. I'll get it now. Hold on.
I thought you were having problems, Andrew, with the getting to the lighting. You can only do the back because you'd gone so far. And...
No, that was the radar.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, that was the radar. I managed to get into it and get the lights in though, so that worked out because I had it had those crappy old monogram ones got the crappy square engines and it's got gaps all around it. So I just popped them out, filed it down because it was already done, and where there's the hole for the stand, I just fed the wires through there, got my tweezers, and then connected everything up like that.
Oh, cool. Yeah, well, really cool. I was surprised. So, what are we talking about? Well, we're talking about the
X-wing guns. For that, the Revel X-wing guns.
Yeah.
Using the brass rods instead, because those will just
all I have is, you see, this one's a brass one. No, sorry, that's the aluminium one. The bigger part. The middle one's the brass one, and then so effectively, when you're buying, just make sure that each one
slots in.
So. So you then end up with, that in fact this one's the wrong one. This is the one I grabbed there, but in between size. You end up with exactly the correct effect, and then it supports the optical fibre all the way through, so you have no problem with anything breaking or coming apart.
Yeah.
It does add a help to the strength.
Yeah, I might do that actually.
But it's such a nice kit to work with, and I mean I basically just if I was doing it again, I would do it slightly differently.
Yeah.
The only problem I had was I lit R2 as well, and he still works, but his main eye, or the camera, whatever it is, had a big light in that. For some reason, some of the glue must have reacted with it. Well, I lost that light, but everything else works fine.
Yeah.
I don't know. Hold on, I'll bring it over. 1 second. I can do this without killing it. So, the one thing I have to keep meaning to do a new base for it, which isn't perfect. I don't know how to turn this light off.
Yeah, that looks good, man.
You can see hold on, I know what to do. I'll move the camera. Move the mountain to Muhammad. So you can see R2 light is showing,
Yeah.
And the way the cockpit's done, the cockpit's just 2 RGB LEDs.
Okay.
With the optical fiber randomly allocated.
Yeah.
So they just change color over time.
Okay.
Yeah.
It works quite well. Let's see. This angle. You can just see it changing.
Yeah.
Try to focus, I know. But and then the same with they're just, you can see how bright they are when you turn the other lights out. The one disappointing thing was the engines. I didn't use a bright enough LED. Let me turn it around.
Right. Okay.
They probably look fine on here, but it's actually much dimmer in when you get up close to it.
Yeah.
So it's just a kit part. It's just failed out. They've just failed out all of the
Yeah, that's what I did as well. Just cut all of them out.
Just a bit of time and patience.
Just a little bit at a time I did that, and it looks good now, so I paid off.
Yeah.
So my plan is to do summer with the easy kit of the Millennium Falcon as well.
Okay.
Again, that's another thing for the future. Earlier on, we were chatting about Jack Scratching Jack.
Yeah.
You know, you've been on. Has done this Mad Max challenge to take part. No.
Okay. I don't know if I'm going to do a car. I haven't done a car.
I'm going to try and do this or something.
Oh, a Beetle, yeah.
It's just a quick. It's between now and the end of July, just to try and either pick something from the movie or just make. Because I am not a car builder.
Well, I kind of done
I got this post.
This is kind of Mad Maxy, a Star Wars Mad Max.
Yeah. That's
I just did a concept fighter. It's not finished yet.
Yeah.
You made an aircraft in Mad Max too, so you could do a plane conceivably.
Yeah, a plane would be cool.
Yeah, that's funny. I had a Zukimura Shinben, which is a very futuristic Japanese aircraft from the end of World War II, but I swapped it today for something else. It would have been perfect, but what can you? But it was someone particularly wanted it. You can't get a hold of the kit. They're very hard to get. Their stuff you tend to import it from Japan.
Right.
And I got it away. I had no plans to build it, so I thought, well, and keep it. I'll give it to someone who really wants it. So he seems very happy. So we'll see what happens. How soon he built?
In one of the Mad Max films, they had a gyro chopper or something like that.
There was a gyro. I think there was an ordinary. I would call it like a Cessna.
Auto gyro and an air tractor.
Yeah, and there was a thing as well. Paraglider type thing as well. I think, Bob.
I think so. There may have been a paraglider too. Yeah.
So there's lots of ideas. It's not just restricted to vehicles, but I've always just fancied doing a Beetle. So.
Yeah,
that Beetle looks cool in that picture.
Yeah, well, I'm not sure. And that's how close I'll get to that. But I'll give it a go. It's something. I just don't build cars. I hate cars normally, but when Jack came up with the idea, I thought, what the hell? We'll just give it a go.
If I was going to build a car, that would be the time to do it. Doing a beat up, thrown together, hybrid kind of thing. That would be the perfect opportunity.
As crazy as possible.
Yeah.
Is there any particular kit that you want to build that you can't get a hold of?
I did, but I managed to get hold of it literally 2 days ago.
Oh, what a Star Wars kit, presumably?
No, thanks to Jamie Shiner keeping an eye out for me. The Sea View 4-window with the flying sub.
Oh wow!
The big one or the one?
Yeah, the 32. Is it 32 inches or something?
Yeah, the 1/2 scale one. I think it is. Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
That's to go on a wall. But I'm putting that away for. That's not something I'm doing anytime soon.
Oh, I know. I mean, we all have those. I've got several of. I've got too many of those. That's the problem.
Yeah.
I keep saying when I'm good enough, but it could be a while yet. We'll see. But then you're not at the hub as long as I would have thought you've been at it a lot longer than you have been. So.
Me.
Yep.
Oh yeah. No, short. Only been in it a little minute. Just over a year now, I would say.
You're doing okay, I think. See the Falcon in the background. Is that a work in progress as well? See, it looks like it's fine.
Waiting for Randy Cooper to get the grill things at the photo etch parts, because I think he's reordering. I'm getting that off him, and then the cockpit I think I'm just going to get from Shapeways, and I was going to do the panels myself, just out of old tank parts, just do the same thing they did, just try and find ones closest to it and just do it myself.
Yeah.
It's the Hasbro kit.
Yeah. But I'm also doing the Daisy
I
Beanie
mean,
one as
that's.
well.
You can see it's also in my plans.
Yep.
There's,
Yeah, well, you went a
there's
little
3 of
nuts
them
on
there.
it.
I just. Sorry.
You went a little nuts on them. Found a deal on them and just went crazy.
They were cheap over here, though.
Was August co-op were doing an offer, and it was really cheap.
Yeah.
And then what they did was they made it cheaper by doing a buy 2 get 1 free offer on toys.
What?
So what you see there? You must that one at Christmas then, Andrew. You keep
I didn't see that one.
so I got the 3 of them for it worked out. Let me think about this. It was £42 for the 3 of them.
That's dirt.
So that kind of price. What did you use for it? Did you use an adhesion promoter for the painting?
Yeah, I used an adhesion promoter. I had to, because I made the mistake when I first got it. I didn't know about all that, and then I started watching the Hangouts and stuff and realizing that's nothing sticking on that. So yeah, I went back.
I tried. My son has a friend.
So yeah, I did
just lots off.
It's fine now. It's sticking on there perfectly fine now. First coat of primer as well.
Yeah, my son has a friend who's bananas about Star Wars, absolutely crazy. He's actually contemplating at the minute ordering a Stormtrooper suit. £380 he's thinking of spending on one, but I don't blame him. But what it was, my son wanted to give him something special for Christmas, so I got one of the Hasbro's. I had 4 originally, and I got 3, and I just did a paint job on it. I didn't do anything special.
Okay.
But I just did the same thing, stripped it down, repainted it,
Yeah.
and then did all the damage and weathering and so on. And it's now on his bedroom wall at home, and he just loves it, over the moon about it. But it's, it was good enough for that purpose.
Yeah.
But
they look good.
If I ever do one of my
painted it, and they look great as well. Don't have to light it, but I am going to light it.
No, same thing. I probably would. Again, it's a terrible habit we have from building. You do one lighted model and you can't do anything else. You can build them all with.
I'm starting to get that bug now. But yeah, I've cut out it's got the hunks of plastic on the bottom as well. I've cut all those off as well. Just got rid of all the stuff that shouldn't be there.
The landing.
Yeah, the landing blocks.
Yeah. Which is why this one works, because it's on a wall. It's fine. It's away. So
yeah, you're not going to see that.
That was the thing too when I was doing the Star Destroyer, which is still sitting to my right here. Someone said I have to have a Millennium Falcon for the back of it, but I mean it would be literally about yay big.
That was me.
Yeah.
It was you, Bob. Yes. So I did research it online, and they do sell them on eBay. They do things like cufflinks and badges and so on. So it could probably do, but again, when I get back to that, I'm determined sometime over the summer to get back to the Star Destroyer.
You're not the only one. I've got one that's to the side of me as well, Liam. That it's been sitting there that needs to be finished.
So I don't know what way you were doing your lighting.
I started doing that, and then I was like, no, I'm not doing that. I'm gonna just put LED strips in it.
It will work, but the problem isn't this part. The problem is the next part, because there's so much of a superstructure and so many. It's just crazy. But so I may do an in between thing with it. I mean, there were different things I was trying with.
There was another problem as well. I lost the part, that bit for the bridge there.
Yeah.
I've lost that bit. It's only a little bit of plastic, so I can obviously find something and block it out with that. But
I wonder if. Hold on. I wonder if. Let me just check something. Too many boxes.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Which part is it that's missing?
No, okay, hold on.
Is it?
So, let me see if I can get on the right angle. See there, that bit there.
I wonder. That's not it there, no. No.
Yeah, yeah, the bit that's right at the front. Is it there? I can't really see it, so you're a bit blurred. Yeah, that's
on
the
it.
part that's missing, yeah.
Give me your address and I'll post that to you.
Oh, wicked, man. Yeah, I'll definitely do that. Nice one. Because that's partly why I didn't continue, because I was like, that's got a big gap in it.
That came out of another one from an old kit that was way back, but if you want that,
thanks, man.
if you message me, just message me your address and I'll try and get it. I may. You want me to take the part off it, or will you just send the whole thing like that?
Whichever. I'll sort that out of the post, whatever. Yeah, just send it all together then. If it's easier.
Don't worry about the post.
In case you break it.
Yeah. Probably will take. Well, okay, I'll send the whole thing. It's quite
Whichever's
pliable.
easier, whichever's easier. That's the only bit that I need. But if it's like Snap or anything.
Let me just try something just slightly first to see if this works.
Cool.
Glued with glue. Chances are that's coming apart. So it's the one advantage of glue from yesteryear didn't stick the same as glue does now. So do that. Coming apart, yes.
Oh, it's working, yeah? That's fine then. Yep. Perfect.
Let me just cut this last piece. Well, it's easy to lose a part, and of course, assuming a part was even there in the first place. If it's a Revell kit, especially, quite often parts are missing.
Yeah. Right.
Right. So what I'll do, I will post that bit to you.
Excellent.
Okay. Yep. So if you PM me, message me your address, and I'll try and get it away in the post tomorrow.
All right. Excellent. Thanks for that.
Yeah. It's always worth asking. You never know what people have in the stock. What about the Tiberium shuttle? Have you done anything? Have you lit it, or just?
Yeah, that's lit. The engines are lit. I'm doing it like the studio model though. I'm not gonna. You see the back bit where you cut it out. I cut those out, but on the studio model, it's just got like 2 tubes. That's like 2 bulbs.
Yeah.
I'm having it like that. It's not gonna be 2 bulbs, but I'm having that effect with the lights kind of behind it.
Yeah.
So, and I've only lit the back room. I didn't light the engine because that was like an early build that's I've been doing over time. So at the beginning, I didn't know about doing cockpits and all that kind of stuff. So I just did the lighting of the back and the back compartment.
It's a kit I've been after, but I noticed Revell are re-releasing it.
Oh really?
Yep. It's this all the Star Wars stuff that they're doing.
The Master Series.
Yeah.
They're doing the fine mold stuff as well, right?
They are indeed, yeah. So, which will sell really, really well, I think.
Oh yeah, I'm grabbing a Falcon straight away.
Yeah.
I don't know where. I've got no room for Falcon, but I'm definitely grabbing one.
just what we need in R1.
Yeah. The biggest ship.
Well, I was doing the same thing myself. I mean, I paid all up about $350, $360 for that's after postage and stuff like that for my Falcon. Having said that, it came with Power Graphics photo etch kit. It came with the engine grill photo etch set. It came with engines. It came with cockpit decals. It came with, I mean, it came with the mains manual. It came with all this stuff. And it was on there for, I think it was 210 or 220 Canadian dollars. And I just went, there's got to be a typo on there. And I texted them and what else, and yep. No, so it wasn't a bad deal for the time. I'm giving up now and going, oh man, I should have just waited, because you buy it, at the time.
Nobody knew that this was going to happen, though.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I think if you look at, there's a couple of websites now have put prices up, Andrew, of and what it is, it's the Revell number, so it'll be something like 04925, and then it'll say something like Star Wars Episode 7.
Okay.
The most expensive thing they've got listed is $59.95.
That's fine.
If it's that price, it will be a total bargain. It'll be great.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
But it depends if that's going to be the Falcon or is that some new kit, perhaps. But
yeah, well, there's going to be a lot of new stuff with that new film. Obviously the new X-wings as well. That's going to be.
Which
I've already seen people start doing resin versions of it already.
Which don't make any sense whatsoever, but that's another story. But just because the whole thing about having the circular engine was that it was an engine.
Yeah. It's half an engine. But that was the original Ralph McQuarrie. That's the way he designed it originally, didn't he?
Yeah, I know. The other question is, will it be Revell US or Revell Germany or both?
Well, I'm hoping they don't do that Revell US. Well, for selfish reasons, because it's going to take us ages to get it.
Yes, and we'll pay through the nose. Yeah.
That's what I'm here for.
Fantastic.
Yeah, Bob's all right.
The problem is still the stupid customs and our beauty.
That's just so irritating, yeah.
It stops me
getting things because of that.
If Bob
as long as anything only costs 14 pounds, it's not a problem, right?
Yeah. Well, yeah, but they're not stupid either. They know the value of things. But there's a thing called border links. I don't know if you've ever seen that one. You can use them. What they do is they give you a US address,
right?
And you order the item from round to US. It gets sent to Borderlink. They then send it on to us in the UK with the duty and so on already paid. Okay. It does work, but it takes a while. It's a way around the system. But no, my point being, certainly going by the way that they've done previews of the stuff, I think it will be Revell US, not Revell Germany.
Yeah. Well, it seems like all the previews have been in the US, and all the US model shows. I haven't seen any here.
Yeah. So it's a bit like the other model I want to get is the Eagle, Space 99 Eagle.
Right.
Another one of my.
There's a new one coming out, though, isn't there?
I had one. There's the 22-inch one, but again, it's coming out in the. Forbidden Planet have it on pre-sale. Can you guess what their price is on Forbidden Planet? £110.
Wow.
And the kit, they reckon the kit will be about $90 in the States, so that's what 60 quid, 55 quid. So they're just not. But
get someone from the States to get it and then send it. That's the only way around that.
Yeah, well, what I normally do is I have a friend who travels over maybe about twice a year, and he's brought me back quite a bit of stuff. I've got Ralph Tanaglia's lighting kits and so on that way.
Okay.
That I get them. I'll get them sent to the hotel he's staying in.
Yeah.
And then he brings them back in the suitcase. But obviously it depends on the size of the box. You can only do small things.
Well, I go there as well, probably about twice a year as well. So I'm going there in September. So I intend on going there with empty bags.
Who needs clothing?
Exactly. Just need boxes.
Oh dear, I know. No, we're planning to do next year.
I FedExed all my dirty clothes home and packed my luggage with models.
Who can blame us? My wife gets really annoyed every time I go on holiday, and the first thing I do is look up at the local telephone directory to see where the model shops are.
Yeah, that's something I started doing.
No, we're planning to go to Vegas next year for the 50th anniversary of Star Trek. You see, that's my big saving up thing at the minute for next year. But there aren't many model shops in Vegas. I know that. So
no.
But they're disappearing. They're a disappearing thing anyhow. So, are you anywhere near one in the UK, or do you rely on everything from?
I've got a hobby craft not too far from me, but that's about it.
Right. That's not. It's all right for some things, I suppose. Yeah.
Yeah. But like there's in the States, you can just go in a local hobby shop and get everything. I was speaking to Mitch, and the stuff he gets at his local hobby shop, I'm like, we have to order that and probably wait for a month for it to come from China or something. And you could just walk to your local hobby shop, get styrene, get poles, even simple things like poles. They're a couple of dollars over there. We've got to pay like £10 for a decent pole, brass rod.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
You haven't tried the method. What I would probably do the next big build is in Maplin, you know, the electrical place.
Yeah.
You can buy it's basically you probably are familiar with them, the microphone connectors. So you've got
you told me. I spoke to you before via YouTube, and you told me and gave me the link. Look.
Yep.
That's what I've used for that. My one just look. It just screws.
And it works fine.
Yeah, perfectly fine. Look.
Ralph's trying to join us here, Ralph Tanaglia. I'm just trying to give him a link now, so he'll probably pop in.
There we go. Yeah. Comes off.
Yeah.
Nice.
Which is the problem I have with that X-Wing. I can't remove it from anything because it's permanently connected.
Oh, it's permanently fixed in.
I'm going to have to go, guys. I'm being summoned, so. But I'll stop the broadcast, but I'll leave the link open if anybody else wants to join in. Sure.
Cool.
Nice chatting to you tonight, Andrew. Same to yourself, Bob, and Keith and Wayne.
Cool. Nice one, Liam.
Okay. I'll say.